Let's read a couple letters. Hi, I'm not much of a writer. I tend to prefer speaking, which is what drew me to your videos. I'm looking for advice on how to present myself better so I can avoid getting myself into trouble. Some background on myself. I tend to be quite the quiet type that just does his own thing without a hoot in the world. I have very little interest in getting women and dress below average and avoid excessive attention from them. I accept very few requests for something of this manner and have only slept with 2 women in my 25 years of life. I know most men would kill for a situation like this. But for me, this just gets in the way of what I am trying to achieve in life, which is a healthy life with a simple family and a loyal woman. I spend my time growing my money so I can help out other people. They really need a rope to help them climb up the social ladder. I value dedicated people, and these women that I am attracting consistently fail the test. Okay? I also tend to get into fights and assume to be weak by many men. I'm 70 pounds overweight, but I do kinesthetic exercises daily, so I look all right, but could look better. I am extremely strong because I've been doing kinesthetics since I was 9. I'm up to 200 push-ups in 2 hours. That's good. Returning to the point, some men tend to start shit with me when I'm just chilling at a bar, having a drink, or enjoying myself, or start shit in the club when I go out with friends. I have been in 75 fights since I turned 21. 25 now, and countless more when I was younger. I'm very well aware of my strength and don't drink and do any type of drugs. You don't drink. What are you doing in a bar or a club if you don't drink? Or anything that would invite trouble into my life. Going into a bar and going into a club is inviting trouble. When I get into a fight, I usually try to get the person to calm down, distract them by pointing out girls, or generally avoid the situation. I still have gotten into many physical fights with many men, 47 total, whether it be about a girl talking to me or I just seem like an easy win. However, I did not lose any of these fights. They swing and hit my chest, or I catch their hook and they immediately feel fear and back down. There was only one man who did not back down, and I respect him a lot for his fortitude. He believed he was defending his woman's honor, and I backed down out of respect. We are best of friends now. The last words I said to him before forfeiting was, "She was the one who asked me." I said no. On a side note, his woman was doing all sorts of things behind his back, and he found great joy in finding a man he can trust around his women. I still do not trust him enough to introduce him to my girlfriend of 5 years. Though a lot of contradictions here. Girlfriend of 5 years. Though I've been training her how to better herself, and she doesn't need someone to drag her back into what she used to do in her early life. Anyway, I apologize for this long-winded explanation. Any advice is appreciated. I'm a man who lives by morals and for the betterment of society. And also, would you be interested in being pen pals? I would love to work on my calligraphy and writing. I would not like to be pen pals. I don't have time to be pen pals with anyone. But I do encourage you to work on your calligraphy and writing. As far as advice, I think you're kind of all over the place. I think you need to stay out of places. It's like the guy that goes to the doctor and says, "Doctor, I broke my arm in 2 places." The doctor says, "Well, don't go to those places." It seems like these social kind of situations are where you get yourself into trouble. You can't get into trouble by yourself, can you? When you're alone, you can't get into trouble. It's only with people that you can encounter trouble. Maybe you need to stay away from people. Maybe you have some antisocial tendencies. If you're even talking about fighting, people who talk about fighting attract fighting. People who talk about aggression and violence usually attract aggression and violence. It's nothing, unless the fights you're talking about are in a ring with a referee, you should not be fighting. Violence is never a good way of life, period. Whether you are a victim of it or the perpetrator. Let's just make that clear. Stay out of bars, stay out of clubs, young man. It's nothing but trouble for you, and I hope the best for you, young fella. I really do. And thank you for writing me.